Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here and welcome to a new process video for Hip Kit Club. This process video is one where I'm using the September kits, and it's 2 photos of my kitties that I'm documenting, and my theme for this post, this layout was actually posted a couple of weeks ago, is family and grateful sort of fall Thanksgiving type theme. So I found these 2 photos and they're of my kids playing. We were actually at the zoo, and the zoo sometimes has music of an evening, sort of African music, and it's a really fun time for families and friends to gather together on a big grassed area that they have, and they have food trucks and play area for the kids, and it's just a really nice, fun, enjoyable sort of night. So these were taken then, and what I'm doing is there was a paper in the kit that was sort of like geometric and colour blocked, I guess, in different colours, and I cut out just the coral and minty green colour to use on this layout, and I used that sort of as a basis for my design, meaning that I wanted to sort of put my first photo in amongst where the paper met and then go from there. I cut lots of leaves using the pattern papers in the kit, and they were from the exclusive cut files, and all I've done off camera is just arrange them in a circular fashion. So wreath layouts are really popular at the moment. I absolutely love them. I automatically want to make a wreath style layout and have to stop myself because I have quite a few in my layout collection already. But this one was a little bit different since I've actually made the wreath from the individual leaves. So what I did was, when I placed the leaves around the edge of the layout, I tried to make sure that I sort of varied the colourings, so the wood grains weren't all together or the pink leaves weren't all together, that sort of thing. And what I did with my photos was I matted them. Now I'm just taking it all off because I'm starting to adhere. Crazy, isn't it? But at least I've got my design idea in mind of what I want to do. So I'm matting my photos on the wood grain paper. I adore wood grain papers. It's a nice neutral sort of pattern paper to be able to add behind photos. It doesn't overpower your layout, and it just looks I think it looks nice. So I'm popping some foam underneath one of those photos, and then I'm going to adhere down this colour blocked piece because I actually want to do some machine stitching, just a straight stitch along the edges of those pieces, so that I can fold them inwards and just add a bit of detail and dimension. I also add a navy strip to the left side, and that just brings in that navy colour which is throughout the embellishments, and I just thought that it made a nice little touch to the layout, so I've added that there. That cream piece behind the photo mat is one from the Gather collection, and I've just added just a rectangular piece of that behind there as well. Now where that circle is, I'm not freeballing this, or what do you call it? So not that. Anyway, oh, how do I come back from that one? Okay, let me start again. I'm not just guessing by my eye where those leaves will go in a circular way. I've actually used my maths compass, which you can see to the right there, and I've just lightly drawn a circle on the background of the layout. So I'm as I've zoomed in here for you to see in more detail, I'm just using my fine line bottle. It's just the Scotch Quick Dry. I'm all tongue-tied now, golly gosh. The Scotch Quick Dry in there, and I'm just popping some adhesive under the sort of middle of the leaves. Some of them I'm using a glue dot as well, just to give them a little bit of extra dimension, but mainly I'm putting the liquid adhesive down the middle, and then I'm folding them inwards, the leaves inwards, to add a little bit of dimension. What I will do shortly is I do decide that I feel like the wreath needs a little bit of extra detail, and I do add some machine stitching, but I'm not quite working on that just yet. So you can see as well, which I haven't mentioned, that I did gather together a couple of floral embellishments. Mainly they're from the We Are Memory Keepers Honey I'm Home collection. So I do have quite a bit of that collection to the right of my workspace there. I have some of the Dear Lizzie ephemera as well, but it's mainly the Honey I'm Home bits and pieces. They coordinated really nicely with the pattern papers that I'm using for the leaves and for the background. So I'm just placing the final parts of the wreath down, and as I mentioned before, I'm trying to keep the colours sort of dispersed evenly so that there's not a chunk of one colour in a certain part. And I also add a few extra leaves sort of at the very end. You can see I'm trying to find spots to add some extra ones, just to thicken that wreath up just a little bit more. So those final few that I had to the right of my workspace, I'm just finding spots for and seeing if I can tuck them in anywhere, or also checking if anywhere looks a little bit bare. So I'm sort of ready now to get my photo placed and that sort of thing. I think I'm just checking there whether or not I need to add any more, or whether I've filled that space where the photo's going to go, and I decide that I have. So I adhere the photos down and the leaves down, and then I'm going to, as you can see, just run that through my sewing machine. What I also do use on this layout is just, I think I only use maybe 1 or 2 of the gold rub-ons from the Pebbles rub-on pack. They're a gold, there's leaves and that sort of thing. And I also add in some of the puffy stickers. They're also the We Are Memory Keepers puffy collection. They're the We Are, what are they? The Honey I'm Home as well. Golly gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so tongue-tied now. I can't get anything out right. And actually, to be honest, I have been voiceovering a class at Big Picture Classes that I'm getting pretty much nearly finished for most of this evening. So I feel like my voiceovers should be probably finishing now. I'm getting to that silly stage. Okay, so let's get back to it. I think I said before that was the September kit I'm using, but it's actually the October kit that I'm using. I'm also adding a title directly on top of my photo. Because this page is so busy, I actually found it quite hard to figure out where I was going to fit a title, and I also didn't want to overpower. There's my son bringing me his drink bottle, and I think I get another drink bottle brought to me for some crazy reason. I'm not really sure. I think it must have been to fill them. So I add the stickers, which are Pebbles, I think, those rose gold stickers that say grateful. And I was really happy that that title fit over the two of those photos in the way that it did. I do create a cluster at the bottom right corner of this page as well, which is just made up of some labels and one of the ephemera pieces, and then I add my journaling, which you just saw that I typed on my typewriter. And then just after a few finishing touches, the layout is pretty much finished. I used some chipboard hearts and stickers as well, just for some smaller detail, like you can see in that image there. And that's finished. So I do have a few voiceovers to catch up on of layouts that I have created for Hip Kit Club, and they'll be coming super soon. And also, as I mentioned, a class at Big Picture Classes coming out very, very, very shortly. It'll be November. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.